stream. I actually got the camera all set up and everything. I don't have to spend the first 10 seconds putting the camera in order. One mistake I've made, though, oh, as you can see, I've started the live stream with a cat on board. The other one's over here sleeping on the floor. I don't know about this one, though. This one might start causing some issues. Oh, look at this. We got some whiteboards up here, too. They pretty much got all the whiteboards, actually. Not a lot of interest this summer, but if you are interested, you can get your hands on one at a fair price, I believe. Have both Michigan shows, the Billy String shows. Basically, all three Alpines are gone, and one of the St. Louis's are gone. Have both Mohegans, the 23rd and 24th. Have July 30th, I believe that was a St. Louis. Deer Creek, 1 and 2, August 2nd and 3rd. And then opening night, Mansfield, 7/19. So it looks like we've lost the 3 of the Alpines and 2 of the Mansfield. Okay, so some people have claimed a handful of them. All right, so if you're interested, you can either maybe message me on Instagram or you can email me. My email is fzappa20yt, fzappa20yt. That's a Gmail. So the YT stands for YouTube. So if you're interested in an email or a whiteboard, let me know. I still got quite a few of them left. Hey, what's up, Ben? Have you gone to any of the shows yet, Ben? Hey, what's up, Abe? Spud, unfortunately, I know they haven't been to North Carolina. They owe you guys one, though. Hey, what's up? I know I don't have a ton of brown shirts that I like, but I do actually like this one. It's kind of weird, though. It's a 2022 training camp t-shirt. Go figure. Oh, nice. You were at Friday and Saturday. Cool. I was there Sunday. Nice. All right. So we got that taken care of. I always forget to mention that, too. Every video, I'm like, yeah, I should mention the whiteboards if anybody wants one. I hate having them sitting around here. And, yeah, I'd say next year for sure. Yeah, I will. I'll probably do that tomorrow. I haven't even looked at it yet. It's kind of nice to have a day off and not have to dive into Phish. And but I'm sure the picks will be up early tomorrow. Probably a little earlier than normal tomorrow too. Normally I don't get around to it till late in the afternoon, but I don't know. We'll see. Grand Rapids shows. Ah, nice. Oh, nice. Going to Mon Green next. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people will probably be making their tour debuts at Mon Green. Yeah, Michigan was a lot of every run other than I mean even the runs that were maybe not every night was great. Still had at least one, if not two. And the two-nighters were, it's a little more difficult. They can't screw up all 3 nights, though, really, no matter where they go. So if you got 3 nights of Bethel coming up, at least one of them's going to rule. You can guarantee that. Purple Rain, huh? Looking for a Purple Rain, are you? Yeah, there's so many of the Fishman tunes like that just don't get played anymore. Good question, Marco. Will they ever return to Florida? I know it seems like no. I mean, they might, but yeah, I think so. I think at some point they'll know, like we're almost. So yeah, my answer is yes, and this is why. I think at some point they're gonna know, like, hey, we've got two years, 4 tours, something like this, 3 tours, 2 years. And at some point they're gonna know. They're gonna have a stop date. And they're not going to go on some crazy like coast to coast tour like some bands do, a farewell thing. But quietly over that 2 years and those 3 tours, they will hit about as many places as they can. Places they hadn't been to in a long time, places maybe they used to visit. I think they'll try to. So it may take them 2 years and it may take them 3 tours, but I do think they'll go coast to coast and then end it with a big festival somewhere in the Northeast. And that could be coming in the next 5 years. I mean, I don't know. I won't know if I would go as far as to say it was built for Phish, but now that they have built it and Phish has performed there, they do seem to be some of the best. I know we got a live sporting event coming up. Now I hear they're wanting to do the Wizard of Oz there. I gotta say, that would be pretty cool. I'd go to the Sphere and watch I'm sorry, I would go to Vegas Sphere and watch Wizard of Oz. They don't like that I don't think there has been a Maki Supa. No, there has not been a Maki Supa. Very little Fishman on the vacuum. I guess the one time. I mean, not that we got a ton of those, but you know, they're just not as silly these days, are they? I think maybe my favorite so far has been probably Deer Creek, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They do a good job. I mean, yeah, I don't know. They do a good job of still playing the old stuff, but then, it's not the same with the antics and the shenanigans. But then again, like I'll tell you, nobody misses the big ball jam. You know what I mean? Like, say, oh my God, oh shit, I'm so sorry, Bree. I was just getting ready to be like, who the fuck cares about the big ball jam? And then you say, I missed the big ball jam. I don't know, man. That was mostly miss, I thought. I like the idea. I think it was fun. I do like that. I like that they were trying to be creative. Maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I saw Mike and he was like passing some wheel around the crowd or something. I went to Deer Creek, ex-Democrat, but then that was it. Um, so, I don't know if they're saving necessarily for Mon Green. I mean, they've played a lot, man. Nah, I don't think they're going to do Gizzard, man. They had that was in the works. I don't know if you heard the story. Trey told the story about how they were going. Hey, what's up, Woody B? They were going to do. They were going to cover Interior People, and then they found out, was it Dogs in a Pile? Some other band, Aggie. I think Aggie actually. They found out that Aggie covers that song and does a really good job of it. So they just decided not to do it. They were like, Aggie beat us to it. And Aggie did a fine job. Now they could possibly choose another King Gizzard song, I suppose. But for whatever reason, that was the one they wanted to do. Trey said they had spent over like not 6 months, but over a period of 6 months, several times they would get together and every time they practiced, they specifically practiced Interior People, and then they were going to play it at the New Year's Eve run and at MSG, and then damn it, I don't think so, man. I think that was it. I think it was our one shot. I think they could do "Let Me Mend the Past" and Fishman could sing it, because that's one they wouldn't have to spend hours and hours of practice time. I think with a little bit of practice they could play "Let Me Mend the Past" and throw Fishman on vocals. Yeah, the secret language stuff was fun. I do miss all the creativity from back then and the audience engagement. But back then, that was from their early days. That was hanging over from like the late 80s when the crowd was so small that like they would look out into the crowd. It was like their friends, basically. And as the crowds grew, that was cool for them. And it's cool for all of us that we're in on it finally. But yeah, I think a lot of that just went away as the crowds got bigger and it wasn't such a friend like environment. It was almost just like a big party for their friends and they were the guys playing on stage here. I don't know. So, and as they've gotten older, there's things like I don't know. There's things that I probably, like, for example, YouTube videos. If YouTube was a thing 25, 30 years ago, I'm sure there would be some videos that I was really embarrassed. Hell, I'm embarrassed by videos I did 2 weeks ago, 2 days ago. So I'm sure there's some of that. Like even I think Trey maybe mentioned one time in an article or in an interview that he was a little bit like, some of the lyrics to some of the Game Hinge songs, he does feel a little bit silly. But I don't know. Yeah, festival. I did not. Maybe if I had thought more about it and I knew there were single day passes, but yeah, just a 4 day festival camp, and then adding the fourth day. Boy, I mean, I was pretty young when I did the original Bonnaroo, and even that was like I didn't love it, man. I don't love it. It's always hot. It sounds like Dover's just going to be unforgiving hot. I don't know. And then seems like a lot of Phish fans are very social people, and they just like all of this is just as much an opportunity for them to be social as it is anything. And that's definitely not my case. And I don't have like a big crew of friends that go to the shows. I mean, I know I'm pretty sure I could form a crew by just, people here on YouTube that are going and like the channel and watch the videos and stuff. But, that's just not the same. Everybody I meet and have kind of become friends with is always very cool. But next show will be number 50. Nice. I think I did, what was it, like 37 for me now or something like that? Everybody was young at Clifford Ball. Well, that's not true. I guess they probably had some fans then. Yeah, festivals, it's a young man's game, I do believe. And even when I was a young man, it wasn't necessarily my game. Um, and I'm just much more suited for this, sitting here talking to people from my room through a camera rather than actually being out there, boots on the ground, talking to people. It's always cool, though. It's never, it's always better. It's always fine. I guess in my head, I don't know. I'm just like, oh no, I'm gonna have to talk to that sweaty guy over there. Look, I see him. Nice. That sounds fun. Actually, that does sound pretty fun. I remember the 2003 Deer Creek run. We took our PlayStation with us, stayed in a hotel, and just played Madden all night, basically. I am not ex-Democrat. I am not. The whole festivals aren't for me thing, that would kind of eliminate the Delaware shows. Oh shit. Well, I hope you're all right. You know, I will say people will probably be very cool. You know what I mean? It's not like you're gonna get run over. You're like the guy on crutch. People will like look out for you and make sure to not trample you. I'm sure. Like as but douchey as Phish fans can be, and privately there's some real scumbags in the Phish crowd. As much as they want you to believe they're not, they are. But when it comes down to it at a show, if a fan sees a guy on crutches, man, you'll be all right. They'll make sure they stay out of your way. They'll offer help, but yet, they won't want to be offensive. It's been good, man. It's been pretty good. Married life's been good. Went to the show without her, though. I don't know if that's a non-married thing or not, but once you're married, you're like, whatever, you don't want to go? I'm going. Thanks, Chris. I appreciate you watching, man. Yeah, I appreciate it. I never really look at it that way, but, cool. I'm glad I can be here. And, like, I had so many people at Deer Creek tell me that, like, yeah, man, you're a big part of the thing. Like, I have my pre-show ritual with my friends. We always do this, and then we go to the show, and then it's like it's not complete until we watch the video. So that is very, very cool, you know. As a guy who is, like, a fan of, like, amateur internet funny guys, yeah, Mary said the other day, when I was doing the member stream the other day, Mary said she thought about poking her head in the door, but she had pretty much just been laying around chilling all day and was like, yeah, I didn't look great. Yeah, she's pretty cool like that. Um, she's not, neither one of us are not, hey, what's up, DH? She's not, I'm pretty sure she's like happy that I could go and have fun. I don't know. She went with me a couple times. She's seen Phish. She's went to a couple Billy String shows with me. She just, she doesn't hate it, but she doesn't love it either. Fall, indoor, winter would be more her thing. Fall, winter, indoor, I suppose. But yeah, one of these days, we will in fact do a video together, Spud. We talked about doing like a little, I guess we would call it a podcast. It would have been non-Phish, but I've never met the band. I had one opportunity, I guess. It turns out I would have been able to meet Paige like way back in 2015. These guys that promote some music down in Alabama, they were trying to like meet up with me all day. And it just could never happen. I wasn't driving. I was like out of town, like depending on other people. Anyways, I just never got up with them that day. And then later on, I saw they had posted some selfies with Paige. So I don't know if I would have been with them at the time when they met Paige or anything. And it's been a long, long time, but very early on, starting to do this, I did get a little nod, a little wink and nod from the band one night during a show. I thought that was very cool. Pretty much, it's like, yeah, dude, we seen you. We saw that shit. And still to this day, my very first Phish recap is my most watched video. Not that I don't consider myself a one-hit wonder, but I got to admit, my very first one was my biggest hit, and I've never topped it. I've come close a couple of times, and then obviously it's got, all these years on like a new show, but I don't think anything will ever catch it. Maybe if they played Game Hinge at MSG. If that didn't catch it, nothing's gonna catch it. And then by now, there are so many fans. I'm sure as soon as they see my thumbnail, they are like, oh, hell no. I'm not watching that guy's videos ever again. I get that way with YouTubers, I don't know. There's very few people who were watching me in the beginning and are still consistently watching me now. Every now and then somebody claims they've been watching me from the beginning, but I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I would recognize your name or at least your picture or something. But I sort of met Mike on the golf cart thing, but didn't talk to him or anything. Just pretty much a hello. He said hello. Then he did kind of give me a second look, So I was like, I don't know. Was that a look of recognition or was that a look of recognition and fuck that guy? I will say, Abe, your name has been around a long time. Their original owner's last name was Brown. Pretty creative. His name was Paul Brown. He was like, "This is the Browns." Or wait, no, I got that wrong. Actually, no, that's right. He's named after Paul Brown. I got that right. I got that right. I think. You think I would know that? I just totally was like, wait a second, that's not right. That is. Then he went on, they kind of ran him out of town, even though his damn name was the team. They ran him out of town. He's like, well, I'm going to go to Cincinnati and start another team. They've mostly been horrible their entire existence, but I mean, at least the Browns did some winning in like the 60s and the 80s, you know? I don't remember much of it, but. And then every now and then I see a blast from the past. Not sure. You thought Paul Brown was Seaside. What? Not sure what that means. What'd you say? Oh, wow. You just bumped into him in Manhattan, huh? Mike would be probably the hardest one to talk to, I think. Like if I saw Trey or Fishman or Paige, Paige would be the funnest, I think. Or Fishman, too. True. I definitely know that you have consistently been here since COVID, Spud. That is for sure. Yeah, the Merriweather Tweezer Fest, that would have been around. I think that was like maybe my third recap or something. Something like that, which was also a very popular one. Um, yes, it is, Joel. It is. Finally, I celebrated yesterday I did a drink. I'd never done a drink before, and it kicked my ass. And I got some gummies. I just figured my first trip to a dispensary here in Ohio. I've been to dispensaries in Michigan. I've been to Ohio medical dispensaries as a caregiver. So I just wanted to purchase something I had never bought before. And yeah, that drink really whooped my ass. I was around 9 p.m. I started drinking it around 7. I drank most of it. And around 9 p.m., I was just like, man. And it was one of those things where every time I had a thought, there was like a thought associated with that thought. So I couldn't really think. No, it didn't taste good. It tasted like fruit punch that you put a little bit of cough syrup in. So, like, it was, nah, it didn't taste great. That was my concern, that it was going to taste great, and I was just going to swig. I mean, I ended up drinking the whole thing by the time the night was over, and I took one of my gummies. So by the time I got to the recap, I was about 110 milligrams deep. And I was back by then. I feel like I was kind of normal by then, but I felt a little bit exhausted. By the time I got to the recap last night, I just felt a little exhausted. So, who are you? Who are you, Jonathan Gray? Who are you, man? I'm just some guy. I don't know. Why'd you get recommended this on YouTube? I'm just some dude. I'm nobody. What year did 2.0 start? 2003. Well, technically 2002 because they played New Year's Eve, 12/31/02. But really 03. 03 and 04 are basically Hey, what's up, Michael? I'm a nobody, man. Who are you? Who am I? Who are you? Oh, cool, Paul. Thank you. And that's the other thing. If you just discover my channel and there's like some shows you've been to over the last, yeah, I did like 2.0. I mean, I'm pretty much like born in 2.0. Like I went to some 1.0 shows and I discovered the band in 1.0, but I was like not a big fan, I was total chomper. And then during the hiatus, I actually got really into them. And then in 03 and 04, I went to a bunch of shows and it was awesome. So, yeah, I kind of consider myself a 2.0 kid, really. It is, dude, it is. Hey, cannabis legalization news. What do you think about Ohio finally getting on board, man? Totally legal now. Although I'm not a big weed guy. Even though it's still legal, I lean off camera. Mom, in case you're watching, I smoke pot. Yeah, it's like Indiana is getting surrounded. They need to do something. Oh, damn it. I always forget the cats are in here with me. I always forget you're in here, buddy. Sorry. I wouldn't be boofing bong hits in your face. I'm sorry. Of course. Of course. It's tobacco. Of course. Yeah, it is, dude. It's kind of bad. Well, if I could be, the bottom's a little nicer, you see. Like, I keep that part clean at least, you know? If I. But you're right. That part there is nasty. It's nasty. I remember one time there was one that we didn't we used it and then it just like sat around for years and then one day we busted it back out and I was like, I don't think we have used this bong since like 2020. What if it still has remnants on it? What if it has what's that word called? Not evolved, but yeah, maybe evolved, mutated. What if it had mutated? I do remember when you had a show, dude. Every now and then, Joe, I miss it. I'm happy for you that you actually walked away. You know how many people on social media are like, I quit. And I know it took you a few tries. But so many people, you've done two very impressive things, Joe. You quit when you said you were going to quit. And you started, like you saw my channel and you're like, that's pretty cool. That looks fun. I'd like to do that. And you didn't give up and you actually made up to like what, to over 2,000 subscribers. You know how many people have like reached out to me and been like, I love your channel, man. You really inspired me to start a channel. And then they get like 30 subscribers or not even that. And then they just quit. So you did really well, Joe. I thought it was impressive. So I don't know. So yeah, sometimes I miss you and wish you were there, but then other times, yeah, like I just said, good for you, man. You quit and you said you were gonna quit. And you never did the thing like so many people they say like, hey man, I like your channel, you really inspired me. Is what they're really saying is, hey man, I could do that, you're an idiot. That's what most people are saying. But Joe, you never really came at it like that. I don't know. Very cool. And I mean, I don't know. Considering you have done some things, man, made some cool shorts. Uh, you could have had an attitude and be like, I'm better than this idiot. I make films. This is what people watching this moron for. Like that lady who's like, I don't understand why anybody likes Damon. Shut up, lady. You wouldn't understand why we like Damon. All right. Well, Fredo at Mond, yeah, that might be the most requested song, like people say. Oh, now it's ice. All the It's Ice people came out of the woods. Boy, oh boy. After I made that comment last night, I didn't really mean to say that, like, nobody likes It's Ice. I just meant, like, nobody's, like, championing for It's Ice. In fact, I don't know how many times they've played It's Ice, and I've put it up there on a whiteboard, and I kind of just gloss over it. Nobody has ever once complained that I glossed over It's Ice. And people complain about a lot of stuff, but never that one. So I go on record and be like, I don't really know if people like It's Ice. What's going on with It's Ice? Nobody hates it. It's a good song. It's a fine song. And then, yeah, all of a sudden everybody loves It's Ice. I don't know about this. I mean, I'm sure you like it. You're probably like me. You're like, I like It's Ice. It's a cool song. But I don't remember many people being like, I'm chasing It's Ice. Hey, dude, you didn't give that It's Ice its love. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Now, if this was the 90s, maybe. Walls of the Cave. What somebody just said something about Walls of the Cave? What? I mean, if Walls of the Cave has a jam in it, if it's something different, if they try a little something unique with Walls of the Cave, I'm totally fine with it. Like, I don't hate the song as it is, but the fact that it's just like almost always just going to be a set ending, rah rah, like that's a little bit predictable, and would probably Its Eyes totally cool. Oh yeah? Yeah, I don't dislike it, but I do sometimes like, maybe try something different with it. Maybe open a show with it, or maybe, play it in the second set and like try to improvise something out of it. Yeah, a lot of the Game Hinge songs. Now we don't think that, like, I know they have played some Game Hinge stuff post MSG, but not a lot, huh? Like I hope that wasn't like it's kind of the final hurrah for the game and stuff, and then we'll still occasionally get like a Wilson or a Lizards or what somebody saying I need a haircut. Amidst the peals of laughter. Good, you're right. I should. Right, the formerly Fuego, formerly known as Amidst the Peals of Laughter. I remember, whiteboards weren't a thing back then. In fact, CDs really weren't a thing either. But I remember thinking, now, how the hell are you going to fit that on a CD? But I guess CDs really weren't a thing then either, though. Nah, I'm not going to the fest, Cam. It's a young man's game. Even when I was a young man, I wasn't really a fest guy. I could make it a mullet for sure. I mean, there's times even without cutting it, it kind of looks like it. There were times at Deer Creek where I just kind of pull my bangs back and throw my hat on, and yeah, man, I totally look like a like a something. Nah, dude, Mary didn't cut it last time. I cut it myself last time. Couldn't you tell? Dude, though, I think I mentioned this on the stream. Maybe you guys probably obviously weren't here though. My mom, Mary, went and got her haircut, a nice haircut from a fine place. Spent a lot of money on this haircut. My mom was like, "I love your hair. Did you do that yourself?" I was like, "Mom, that's like right out of a movie. That was a funny line in a movie." You worry ticks and passes up between. Oh, really? So you're saying So are you saying you want to get tickets, but you're? Yeah, I just noticed her again. What are you doing back there, huh? Hmm. You chilling? A lot of times your guys' comments are blocking her, so I keep losing track of her. I do have a window cracked at least, but yeah, she's pretty. Dude, she's a devil though. We're kind of healing now, finally, but dude, she lit me up the other day. Kind of. I mean, she got me good a couple times for no reason either, too, man. I was just going for some support. Her and the other one got into a fight, and I went up to be like, "Oh, you all right? He's always beating you up," and she was like, "Ah." Yeah, I'm talking about you. Yes, we're talking about you. Yes, we are. Get that Paul. Boop. I'm gonna get your little M. I'm gonna get your M. Boop. I never knew that before we got her. That like all those tabby cats, they had that little like M there, kinda. This looks like an M kind of on their forehead between their eyes. Yeah, the other one will go after your feet, man. If I walk around here barefoot, no socks, it was like something about toes. He wants them. Wants to get them. Hey, what's up, Dan Z? How you been, man? Dan Z, I got a question, dude. Now, you can be honest. It's fine. We're all adults here. Did you try to make picks after the show started last night? Come on now, man. Hey, what's up, Tom Lake? Well, I'll tell you what, you probably didn't get disrespect at a Loving Cup last night. It was basically, I thought I was basically just being like, yeah, this was obviously signifying the end of. Now, this will conclude the Phish portion of tonight's concert event. But, I don't think I had anything bad to say about Loving Cup. We'll leave it there. Um, I think I was still kind of caught up on like, wait a minute, was the light that got kind of weird and spooky, or was that like what I started? Sometimes if I don't jot down a little note, I can't remember, obviously. Um, so then I get a little sidetracked. So I'm moving on to Loving Cup, but I'm really just thinking, damn it, I blew it on that light. You're not. That's not your favorite song, is it? Though. I got the other day was the anniversary. I got a little notification from like Google or something. Took a selfie with the Loving Cup Canadian, the guy that was like that's his favorite song and the one he's chasing. I think it was 9 years ago, August maybe 4th or 5th or 6th or something. Whatever. August 2nd. I was Blossom August 2nd, 2015. The Big Tweezer and Lizards and Youth is wasted on the young. That's a good one. Who said that? George Bernard Shaw said that, huh? Ah, shit. I'm sorry, Rose. I keep forgetting you're there. What you guys thinking? I just sit here and boof bong hits in my cat's face all day. I really don't. You want out? I could wrap this up too. I was just really jumping on here to say hello, giving some people a chance to say their piece. But then sometimes, like this time of the year, when tours fired up, I can't quite keep up. And if there's, I'm sure someone out there has probably tried multiple times to ask me a question or leave a comment. I just keep missing you. You're like, damn it, he responded to the guy right below me and right above me, and every time he skips me. I'm not doing it on purpose, I promise. I hope everybody saw Billy's statement today. Although I gotta say, his use of fellers. Like some people took exception the other night that Billy said howdy. And they were all like, oh, fuck him, he's from Michigan. He's a poser. Why is he saying howdy, acting like he's some kind of redneck from the holler? Well, I mean, first of all, dude, I don't know if you know where he's from in Michigan, but it's not exactly, a gentrified part of downtown Detroit. That's for sure. And Michigan is mostly, people that might say howdy. I know it doesn't seem like that if you've never been there and you're kind of a dumbass Phish fan, but yeah, this guy from Michigan saying howdy, you don't have to be from Alabama to greet people with howdy. But his use of fellers, being up on stage with those fellers, come on, Billy. That's worse than Trey crying at your wedding. Hey, what's up, Mrs. Spud? Dan, Boom? I think I'll leave you guys with that. Crybaby Trey. What was worse, Trey crying at Billy's wedding or Paige trying to speak while crying at Coventry? I mean, I love me some Paige, but man, he should have pushed that microphone away. Whoa! Love you guys. Boom. See you tomorrow. Peace.